of Florida. I should probably speak into the microphone that I've got in my hand. We're chilling out here in the great state of Florida, man. We are in NSB. That stands for New Smyrna Beach. It's gorgeous out here, like literally beautiful. The temperature is perfect for a lizard like me. Like, I'm wearing a shirt that's barely even a shirt. I got the shorts on. I got the flippity flops. The drip is immaculate. I'm perfectly comfortable. I got a little lizard who's chilling, just hanging out. It's just a little lizard just kicking it with me. He's my buddy. Levi, what is up, man? This is a random ass live, bro. This was just a like, what am I doing? I'm hanging out with the crew. I'm going to see who's around, see what's going down, see what's up, see if anybody wants to kick it with me because, I'm not at home. I'm out here in the far off land and I figured maybe somebody would be down to chill. I know it's a Friday night and you guys have a million other places that you could be. So I appreciate anybody who's here to kick it and chill, man. So I'm trying to find this live on my other screen so that I can read supers. Yo, Pierce, what's up, man? Week off of work, you got a new Switch. Did you get the Switch 2, bro? I need somebody to tell me if the Switch 2 is good. Can you guys hear me? Is the audio okay? Let me know if the audio's okay, you guys, because sometimes it's hard to tell with these little microphones. Let me know how it's going. If the audio comes in weird or anything, just let a player know. I'll fix it. You guys are the best. I love you guys. Somebody asked, when is that podcast with Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd coming out? That's coming out real soon. I'm working on that editing. I'm working on a really good thumbnail. There's a lot like a lot of people I think feel like you just go and you just record stuff and then you just upload it. Like it's muffled, Dr. Dre Light. Thank you. You don't just like edit and you don't just record and upload these things. There's a lot of editing, there's a lot of extra stuff that goes on behind the scenes that you got to get nailed out. So, that's basically where we're at with that. I'm working on it. It's coming. As you guys know, I get everything to you as soon as I can, post haste. But there's a lot of work that goes into editing. And sometimes when you're not here, you know what I'm saying? When you're out on the road, when you're not at home, some things take a little bit longer, man. That's just the nature of the beast. Really trying to find, can I just get this? Give me 2 seconds here. Okay, cool. There we go. Log in, you son of a bitch. This thing's being salty with me. Okay, cool. I got it there. Holy crap. See, just in time, too. Yo, Martinez, cool girl. Thank you so much, sis. We love you. Those are my heart hands. I don't really do a good heart. I don't know. Maybe it's because I got these big old weird hands. Thank you so much, sis. She said happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, too, family. We're having a good time. Like, as you guys can tell, like, look at this yard. Would you take a look at this yard? This yard is wonderful. We're out here chilling. As soon as I got up, as soon as I stood up, like lizards scattered. They're like just hanging out with me. I think they like the sound of my beautiful angelic voice. I think they were just chilling. And then when I got up, I disturbed them. Love you, sis. Thank you, Martinez, cool girl. Unrested Tank said from yesterday, the inmate who was on a mission from God was in for murking a chomo and had charges pending for murking 2 more and murked a 4th. This dude needs money on his books, bro. I'm going to have to look that up. That's amazing. Please show us your AK-47 nipples. Bro, really? Why it always a dude, too? Why is it always dudes that like my nipples so much? They're not even that weird, bro. I mean, come on. They're just, they are weird. They're pretty weird. Angela said, Florida appreciates you. I appreciate y'all. I love it out here, man. Florida's my favorite state. I dig it. Alex, what's up, bro? What would happen to Elwood Blues in prison? He technically kidnapped a kid in BB 2000, but the kid wanted to go and literally join their band. I don't know the story, bro. I don't know the story, but here's the thing. When it comes down to things like, when it comes down to charges like kidnapping, bro, kidnapping is a real sketchy charge because you can kidnap an adult too. You can kidnap a full-grown person. And really, that's one of the charges where if somebody comes in and they're in there on kidnapping, you got to read their whole police report, dog. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to read the whole deal. You got to find out, like, why did they kidnap him? Now, if you kidnapped a dude because he robbed you, or because, you know, he did some shit with your old lady, dudes in there aren't going to be pissed. Kidnapping a kid that's really bad. That's sketchy behavior, so it's going to be a problem. Unrested Tank, he's on death row, unfortunately, from what I know. Well, we appreciate his service, and we appreciate that God gave him a special mission to murk some chomos. Corey Graff, my big brother, what is up, G? How you doing, big dog? Good to see you up in here, man. Yo, we got Charlotte Cincy in here. That's what's up. Is that a 10K Cuban chain? No, this is a $60, maybe $80. It was either $60 or $80 off Amazon. I don't buy myself expensive shit. I like heavy chains and shit. I like the way they feel. I like the way they look. But if I had 10K to put to something, it would definitely not go to a chain, homie. It would go to helping people get into sober living or detox. It would go to helping a veteran who needs some help. I don't spend a lot of money on myself, bro. Outside of tattoos and like protein and food, I do eat really well. Like I eat food that's like good food and shit because like I like to treat my body well because I treated it bad for so long, dude. You know what I'm saying? So like I'll eat fuck shit like kale these days and shit like that. But I eat like good solid meats and shit like that. And my tattoos, that's the one thing I kind of splurge on. Every once in a while, I get myself a new pair of shoes, too. I'm kind of a sneakerhead. Corey said, just working right now. Been a tough week. I'm sorry to hear it's been a tough week, man. Love you, bro, and I appreciate you. I hope things get better. Okay, you can stop spamming. Is Trump on the Epstein list? Here's my thing on that. Austin, calm down, buddy. You're gonna get muted if you don't act right. Dr. Dre lied. I love you, bro. But I will address your question because I feel like it was probably a question that you were sincere about, and it's a good faith question, and it's not a question that should be avoided. But spamming does get you timed out, and Dr. Dre Light was completely in the right for doing that because it's annoying. And there's other people who are trying to say stuff, and you're just dominating it like you're more important than other people. It's not the way to do it. It's not the way to get the attention. So look, here's the thing. We don't know who's on the Epstein list. Trump is one of the people who would be a major suspect because of how intertwined his relationship was with Epstein for a long time. Now, there's stuff that would point to he cut him off before he ever got the island, yada, 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 yada. You know what I'm saying? So we don't have definitive proof. But here's my thing. If somebody is sketchy, I don't fuck with sketchy when it comes to little kids, bro. You know what I'm saying? Imagine coming into prison and somebody's like, hey, I think that dude is the dude who was on an island raping little kids. And you're like, homie, give me the paperwork. Let me see your paperwork. And he starts going, this is ridiculous. Why would anybody care? I shouldn't have to show you my paper. You're going to smash that dude out, bro. That dude's going to get filled with extra breathing holes. His throat is going to be like a sprinkler, bro. It's going to be oscillating and shit. You know what I'm saying? That is what it is, dog. Fuck your feelings about it. He's acting guilty as fuck. There's not a second since they've started talking about releasing this that he hasn't been sketchy, bro. Like, look at his behavior. It's weird shit. When somebody is acting weird, I'm not going to look the other way on that. I don't care, bro. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So until he proves that he's not on the list by releasing that list and showing us, and I don't want to see some like fake shit that we've already seen 4 or 5 times. Like they already pump faked us. I don't know why the fuck they already pump faked us. The whole administration has been acting sketchy about this. So look, until they show us something and like really show us something, like there's got to be some groundbreaking, earth-shaking, fucking crazy shit in there, some revelations. I'm just gonna assume that it's all bad, bro. David Zimmerman, what is up, bro? My buddy Glenn, the 9-foot gator in my lake, wants in on the wood chipper work, bro. I'm so jealous that you got a 9-foot gator, bro. That's a beast, man. Glenn sounds dope. I wish he could meet Dennis and Maurice, bro. Unrested Tank said, fun fact, Slaughter to Prevail dropped a new album this morning. Also, have you checked out Shadow of Intent yet? I've not gotten a chance to check out Shadow of Intent. I personally love Slaughter to Prevail. Alex Terrible, when he followed me back and became mutuals and we talked a little bit in the DMs on Insta, I was like a fucking fangirl, bro. I love his like when he starts doing Russian gutturals, that shit's crazy. And he has my other buddy, Ronnie Radke from Falling in Reverse. So he was on Ronnie's album, and that song Ronald with him and Tech Nine is fucking fire. But now Ronnie is on a song on that new album with Slaughter to Prevail, and that shit goes hard as fuck, bro. Miscellaneous brew reviews. Florida Round and Find Out shirt arrived today. Yes! My guy, hell yeah, bro. Thank you so much for grabbing that, man. Huge love and respect to you, brother. I wonder if there were such names in it he worried for his life. What do you think, JD? I think it's definitely possible, bro. But here's the thing. This dude's whole thing that he ran on was accountability and transparency. We're going to drain the swamp. Promises made, promises kept. Well, motherfucker, you made promises, and it was about shit that's really important to people. It's about our fucking kids, my guy. It's about people that are in power and finding out whether or not we live under a system where kids are getting raped and the elites are getting away with it. So that shit is important to us. So you can't just fucking disrespect us, call us stupid, say that we're bad people, say that we got duped and we're getting fooled. You ran on this, homie. You said you were gonna do it. Promises made, promises kept, motherfucker, break bread like Jesus said. Or get the fuck off the planet, my guy. That's what it is to me. I don't care who's on that list. If the whole world crumbles because the world was built on a system that protects pedophiles and victimizes children, the system the world is built on deserves to fucking fall. Full stop. We'll rebuild. Humans are resilient, if nothing else, bro. Joshua Shumate, love you, bro. Love you too, man. Huge love to you. And then we got Samuel Haynes. What's up, man? Lame there saying it's like Russia, 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 Steele dossier. Dems do walk stuff, but that's more walk. Look, man, I don't trust a fuck thing that comes out of the Democrats, bro. I don't trust a fuck thing that comes out of the Democrats. But you can't tell me that you can't tell that Donald Trump is lying and gaslighting us and fucking acting real wonky about this shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just don't trust politicians. I don't trust politicians not a lick. That just is what it is, bro. I don't think you can get to a high level in politics without being a liar. That's why people tell me all the time, bro, run for president, JD 2028. I can't do it, bro. I'm not going to come out here and lie to y'all. And I'm not going to go and spend my time in rooms with people that I genuinely don't fucking like. And I don't fucking like politicians. I don't trust them. I don't like them. So I'm not going to spend my time with them. And I'm not going to spend my time playing Gluck Gluck 5000 to a bunch of lobbyists and corporations and pharmaceutical companies to get the money to be able to fight. You can't just walk in there and be like, hey, everybody, I have a YouTube. Vote for me. You got to play the game. And I'm not a game player, bro. Not that type of game. You know what I'm saying? Dominar said he cried wolf too many times. Big facts, bro. And it's the same ass shit that they do on the left with the wolf crying, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like nowadays, like legitimately, we should have issue with people that are legitimately racist and fascists. Those are things that used to mean something. But nowadays, if you disagree with somebody on the left, the first thing they do is call you a racist. The first thing they do is call you a fascist. If you disagree with me, you're literally mustache man, right? And this is that shit that they do where they cry wolf so many times that nobody's gonna believe them. If somebody was literally doing real fascist shit here, nobody would believe them when they were saying it because they took the power away from those words and they ruined their credibility. That's why anytime that I say something in a video and I'm educated later, or I found out that I was wrong, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna make that right with you guys because my credibility and my word and my integrity and what I stand on means something to me. And I know that I'm not always right. My integrity means more to me than my fucking ego. That's just what it is. Joshua Schmate, what's up, bro? I'll be in Orlando August 29th. Wish I could meet you, bro. By then, I'm going to be back in Oregon. My guy, actually, I think then I might actually be in fucking Ohio, hanging out with Yellow Wolf, Bam Margera, Doobie, Struggle Jennings, Honest Ave. There's a huge festival, and if anybody is out by London, Ohio at the end of August, man, y'all should come kick it with me. DJ Highlight, Jelly Rolls DJ is throwing this big ass festival, man. All my friends is gonna be there. Me and Jax are gonna be out there hanging out. So if you are in London, Ohio at the end of August, man, come check it out. It's gonna be sick. Jason said, when is the Sheriff Grady Judd interview dropping? Also saw your short on Alligator Alcatraz. That food looks absolutely delicious. I'm gonna tell you this right now, bro. If I could DoorDash that shit right now, I would DoorDash that shit. Where I'm at right now, I can't find nothing good on DoorDash. That shit looks better than the shit that I've been eating. I've had to order pizza twice since I've been here because I tried to order everything else and nothing was good, man. Even the sushi was fucking dog water, bro. And as far as the Sheriff Grady Judd interview, bro, I'm working on it. It's in the process of being edited. I don't have as much time to edit because we're out here with family. You know what I'm saying? We're out here spending time with kids. We're out here doing the things that we need to be doing, so I'm barely able to keep up on work as far as, you know, I still run businesses, dog. I still have clients that are recovery coaching clients and shit like that. So I try to keep everything going, but I'm working on it, my dude. Donnie Drum said, how screwed do things have to be where Kevin Spacey says release the Epstein? How is he saying that, bro? I believe that dude to be on the list. We know he's virtue signaling and sick too, but wow. And also, like, look at Stephen King, bro. Stephen King has hated Donald Trump and talked cash shit about that dude the entire time. And now he's coming out going, there's no Epstein list. I agree with Donald Trump on that. Bro, now I can't fuck with you no more. Now I can't fuck with you no more. Because I know that you're lying and I know that you went to that island and you weren't out there just snorkeling, my G. You were out there touching kids. Fuck, I'm bummed that I spent so much time reading Stephen King books and I never read it. But people have informed me it was one of the books I never got my hands on in prison. But I read like The Stand, I read some Black Tower shit, you know what I'm saying? Now they be telling me there's a fucking gangbang rape thing with those kids in it, in the books? Who writes that shit, bro? Dominar said, not Republican, not Democrat, just American. We the people, all day, every day, baby. You already know what time it is, brother. Appreciate you. Corey Graff, been working 2 jobs, trying to find a job in it where I can train for the union, then work in the evening, trying to find a place. I'm drained, bro. Homie, I 100% get it, bro. I was working 3 jobs when I lived out here in Florida, man. I was working 3 jobs. I was working at an inpatient, I was working at an outpatient, and that wasn't what was bringing me my money. What was bringing me my money is I was working 12 to 15 hour shifts on a moving truck. I'd get up at 4 in the morning, drive all the way from Daytona Beach down to Miami, and then pack up a full fucking truck, and then drive it all the way up to Jacksonville, drive back to Daytona. I'd be so burnt, bro. But I was doing all that because I wanted to work in recovery because working with addicts is what feeds my soul, bro. But it didn't feed my bank account. You guys, we've got 561 people in here, but we've got less than 200 likes. The like button is free. It's a way to support. If you want to hit that like button, it would give me a special tingle on my nipples, and I'd appreciate it. I love you. Unrested Tank said a certain mustache man talked about how a 2-party system works, and he may have not been a great person, but he was absolutely right about this. 2-party system has turned out to be completely trash, bro. I don't want to vote for the lesser of 2 evils. I don't want to vote for somebody who has been propped up by corporations and foreign interest lobby groups. I want to vote for somebody who inspires me as a fucking leader. Somebody who I would follow if we went into war. You know what I'm saying? We haven't had that in my lifetime, my guy. In my lifetime, we have not had a leader in this country, in the presidency, who I could look at and go, you know what? I'll bet that motherfucker means what he says, and I would take his word to the bank, and I will fucking follow that dude into war. I want a president who would be the first one out there on that fucking field, bro, before he'd see his people die. He'd be out there with us. That's the type of leader I want, someone I can believe in. Gioni, you heard about the TikToker who unalived a veteran in front of his wife and 10-month-old daughter? I have not, G. I have not. No, I know TikTokers be really unhinged. That's why I might have like a large TikTok followings and shit. And I started over there on TikTok, But like, I just want you guys to know I do not consider myself a TikTokist. I consider myself a YouTuber over here where we're sane and normal and unhinged, but like in a better way. You know what I'm saying? Um, Melinda Doms, thank you so much, sweetie. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for that support. That goes a long way. Lucky Chucky Games, what's up, man? Thank you so much. Hell yeah. And I love that Lucky Charms icon you got. Holy crap. There is either somebody on a really, really dusty ass moped or somebody starting up a wood chipper nearby. I get a little bricked up when it sounds like there's a wood chipper nearby. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. That shit gets me. I'm like, oh. Hey, Tisbit, what's up? I was informed that old roommate of mine was a pedo and I stopped talking to them. But my concern is people think I was like them, but I had no idea. Look, man, here's the thing. And I'm going to stand on this because, every once in a while, somebody slips by you. Somebody slips by your radar, bro. You can't smell the diaper on their breath. But here's the thing. You can't feel bad about that, homie. Because to be honest with you, the way that they operate is by hiding in plain sight. They're very adept at it. They're very charismatic a lot of the time. Like we all have this like stereotypical idea of what pedophiles are in our minds, right? And that's kind of counterintuitive because a lot of the times it can look like the mouth breather, drooler with the big thick Coke glasses and the fucking pear-shaped belly and shit. Sometimes it's him. Sometimes it's the clean-cut youth pastor. Sometimes it's the hard-working fucking, blue-collar guy. They come in all shapes, sizes, and denominations, homie. So, sometimes we let one slip by us. Don't let it get in your head, bro. Like, I'm doing a story right now, and I know that, like, a lot of you guys remember I did a story when he got arrested. Dude literally bought my hat, the Make Pedophiles Afraid Again hat, and was out there doing predator catches in Aberdeen, Washington. In my hat, he was catching pedos, and he got on the city council, and he had an internet following for his predator catching, and he turned out to be a baby raper, bro. And that shit broke my heart that he was out there wearing my hat. I wanted to go do a home invasion on his ass and repo the hat. But he just got sentenced, and I'm going to be doing a video on that because we finally got the conclusion to the story. John Thompson, love you, homeboy. Thank you so much, big dog. That support goes a long way. RV, big love. And I know that says number one fan. We don't do fans over here, homie. We're all friends and family here, bro. You're in the right community right now. RV again. Thank you so much. That's huge. Huge love and respect to you. Thank you so much, fam. Tia L, Dog the Bounty Hunter. Well, you know what? I'm not Dog the Bounty Hunter, but I actually have friends with people that are friends with Dog the Bounty Hunter. And they were like, we are actually originally when I was going to go do that Chris Hansen thing, where we did the pedophile bust, they were talking about having me and Dog come out there at the same time. So we're thinking about maybe doing that at a future date and, doing a pedophile bust where me and Dog end up coming out. Because I think that would be fire, bro. Can you imagine being a pedophile and you're like, man, I just walked in this house and Chris Hansen just walked out. Oh, Dog the Bounty Hunter just came out. Oh, I'm extra double fucked. And then JD DeLay walks out and they're like, I'm Kentucky Fried triple fucked now. Holy shit. Hey, we got Trial Junkies United in the house. Good thing Jax shows JD what is important. That would be Jax and not getting arrested and going after the pedo. She literally wouldn't let me do it. She literally told me, no, you're not able to do that. I'm not going to let you do it. So, RV, thanks, fam. I watch your YouTube every day. I love you so much, RV. Thank you so much for that. Yo, Justin Cameron, good to see you in the house, bro. Big love to you, Wood Chipper Tribe. Hey, if you guys want, I know there's a lot of us. You guys chose the name Wood Chipper Tribe. We did a vote on it, and you guys were like, yeah, our community should be the Wood Chipper Tribe. We made shirts. And they're in my merch right now. And you can get that at Bunker Branding. And there's a link in my bio if you want to grab that. We've also got the classic Red Make Pedophiles Afraid Again hat. We've also got the Florida Around and Find Out shirt that a bunch of like really butthurt, pissy little influencers are trying to dick ride and cancel me for. We've also got the, hey, there we go. Hold up, swolled up. Thank you so much, Dr. Dre Light. I appreciate you. We're going to pin that. There is a pinned comment that actually has the link for it if you want to go and check out the merch. It's the same merch company that does the unsubscribed guys. You can go get a Brandon Herrera shirt, a Fat Electrician hat, a Donut Operator shirt, and some JD tank tops all in the same place. What could possibly be better than that? Probably a lot of stuff, but I still think it's fucking cool, man, because those guys are my friends and I'm in good company. Holy shit. The Wide Diver, thank you so much, homie. I appreciate that. You got no idea, bro. That means so much to me. Kentucky Fried Triple Fucked got me rolling. Mad respect. Mad respect right back to you, homie. You know what I'm saying? I just be saying stuff, bro. My ADHD and the caffeine just take me to some wild places. I used to just bounce off walls when I was in jail cells, bro. Here's the thing, is that like to a lot of people, my energy level can be like overwhelming. I understand that. But I have extreme ADHD and I'm unmedicated. I'm in recovery for stimulants. So I can't take stimulant medications for my ADHD. So I just naturally am like I'm on fleek, dog. You know what I'm saying? And it might seem like I'm on a cold one when I'm sober. But when I was out there doing meth, dog, or I was doing coke, I get calm, calculated, and I'm just planning out the next way to get money by doing a copious amount of felonies. I like this me better. I'd enjoy it. I'm smiling and having a good time. I ain't never smiled on crystal meth, dog. That shit wasn't me. So I'm happy to be here, man. I love you. I do just be saying wild shit, though. It does seem kind of off kilter. David Zinnerman, keep doing what you're doing, JD. I got to take a break to feed my critters. Get it, bro. Get it. I love you, man. I can't tell you how much we miss our doggies, so I 100% get that. Private Panzer, what's up, G? How you doing? Much love from Western Mass. Glad to see someone admit when they're wrong. Mad respect. Hey, homie, it's not the first time, the last time. There's going to be a lot of times where I'm going to sometimes, I'll jump on the first information given and then we learn new information. Sometimes I find a bad source. And sometimes I just have a preconceived thing in my mind and you guys will bring something to my attention and educate me and uplift me. And then I'm willing to change when new information is presented because I would rather be right because I'm educated than be wrong and keep my ego and my pride, bro. What the fuck is pride and ego? Ashkin Ketchup, what's up, man? I know some people may not acknowledge it as much, but I'm still really proud of you for getting off probation, plus your many other personal achievements. Hey, thank you so much, Ashkin. I really appreciate that. You know, the first time I got on probation, they gave me 12 months. It took me 7 years to get off that bitch. This time, they gave me probation, 2 years of house arrest, and 2 years of probation after that. And only 12% of people in Florida that get on house arrest for over a year make it off. They gave me the max amount of time that you are able to get in the state of Florida for house arrest. They call it community control out here. And I made it off. And then I made it off probation in exactly 2 years too. So this time didn't take me as long. Some people go to college for 7 years and they get a master's. I spent 7 years just getting off probation my first time. Gabrielle Price said, still waiting for my mom to order your shirt. Yes, that's what's up. Tell moms I said what up. Big respect to y'all. Justin Cameron said, JD, I heard rumors after your live streams you play 3D chess with Bigfoot. Can you verify? We actually mainly, it might seem like we're out there just playing, games and stuff, but we're priming up the wood chipper. We're doing, modifications, repairs, that type of thing. RV, homie, you are shooting mad love, and I can't tell you how much that means. Huge love and respect to you, RV. Thank you so much. Appreciate you more than words can say, fam. Ha 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 ha. Watching from Ireland. Do you deliver to Europe? What is up, man? Yo, Big love and respect to all y'all out there in Ireland, man. That is the number one place outside of the States that I want to go that I can visit. And I'm going to be coming out there to Ireland to hang out with y'all. We do deliver to Europe. I'm not sure what that shipping looks like, though. And I'm also not sure what Donald Trump's tariffs are doing to that. I know that I shipped something out to Canada and I had to pay tariffs on it. And it was confusing because they didn't tell me about the tariffs till afterwards. So I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if the U.S. has a tariff treaty with Ireland or what's going on, man. I'd have to look into that. Doomsday 2 Master. Sorry for asking this randomly, but I just learned this before I joined the live stream. But I am the only one concerned that Idaho is the only state in the United States that bans cannibalism. I would have to get back to you on that. I think that, so I know that in some states cannibalism is legal, but murdering someone is illegal. And in most states, it's illegal to own or possess human remains. So I'm not positive if Idaho is, I would be really shocked that Idaho is the only state where cannibalism is illegal. Poger White, what's up, man? Love your content, JD. Keep on keeping it real. Huge love and respect to you. In fact, you know what? I am all the way wondering now. Is cannibalism legal in most states? And it is generating legality of cannibalism. So there are no federal laws explicitly outlawing cannibalism. There are state laws. Murder, abuse, Idaho, the exception. Idaho is the only state in the U.S. that explicitly prohibits cannibalism in its legislation. You were right, my guy. Idaho is the only state that actually has state legislation specifically against consuming human remains. That's crazy to me. Holy shit. You see what I'm saying, you guys? Every day, somebody comes here and teaches me something new, elevates me, like gives me new information, educates me. I love this. I love when you guys teach me shit. I appreciate you so much. Big Ant Cavasso in the house. What's up, my G? How you doing? Ant said, how do convicts feel about cannibals? Are they thrown in with the chomos and snitches category? Well, look, man, here's the thing. I never ran into that. I've never met a cannibal while I was incarcerated or while I was not incarcerated. So I just don't know nothing about no cannibals and how it would be. I think it would depend a lot on how you got the human meat. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you're murdering people, it kind of depends on the context of the murder. So if you eat them afterwards, everybody's gonna think you're a fucking weirdo for sure. But I don't know if it's like the kind of weirdo where everybody's just like, yo, stay away from that dude, bro. Like that dude, he's fucking weird. Or if it's the top of, you know, like let's get him. John Ramirez, are you rich? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Do not let subscribers and followers on social media make you be under the impression that people are rich. There's a lot of people out here who flex being fake rich, and they'll tell you that they're rich with like rented cars, leased cars, showing off Airbnbs and saying they just bought this new house. There's a lot of shit that people online are going to try to fool you with. I'm not rich. I'm not poor like I used to be. I used to make $320 a week, and my rent was $1,200 or $1,150 a month. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not doing bad, but I'm definitely not rich. And my chain is fake. You know, I can feed my family and take care of my people, and I get to help people a lot, which is super cool, but definitely not rich. Not yet. I could be rich. I've turned down some serious opportunities because I felt like they weren't the right opportunity. I'm waiting for an opportunity to come along where I can make money in a way that I feel like it's ethical and I'm not going against my morals and I'm not hurting anybody. I've had opportunities where it was like, I can't do that, my guy. The Mr. Beast thing is just one example. I could have made $500,000 doing the Mr. Beast thing, but I just can't do it. Unrested Tank. Also, I broke a fellow CO's thought process. We were talking back and forth, and he called me a redneck, and I told him he can't say that word because it's the Irish N word. He's black, not Irish. Hey, way to throw that back, bro. Way to throw that back. Yeah, so redneck was originally a slur for Irish people, right along with Paddy and Mick. These were all derogatory terms. Now, I personally don't care. I'm Irish as shit, and if you want to call me a redneck, you want to call me Paddy, you want to call me Mick, I almost got Mick tattooed, like blasted as an eyebrow rocker. But I figured a lot of people would just think I was talking about some dude that was my boyfriend or something. Might confuse people who don't know much about Irish slurs. The Irish are like notoriously not serious and hard to offend. But yeah, that is 100% true. And that's dope to throw it back. Alex, a brown guy. What's up, man? How you doing, Alex? Just wanted to say what's up, my fellow former inmate. Did 3 years in Michigan from 2011 to 2014. Now I'm 4 years into my career as a mental health therapist. Earned my master's 4 years ago. Bro, that is so lit. I am so proud of you, my guy. Hell yeah. Way to come out and just achieve in a way that helps people. I'm fucking proud of you, dude. Backwoods, what's up? Cannibals in prison be like, hello, Clarice. Paperwork, please. What are you in for? Nothing dastardly, I hope. Bro. Yo, you know Jax has never seen Silence of the Lambs. So I'll do like references to Silence of the Lambs. She had a hard childhood. She got denied a lot of the stuff. Like, she hasn't seen most of the movies. She lived in a pretty abusive situation, so she never got to like really experience childhood, and a lot of the teenage movies too, she never got to see. So I'll be talking to her about like, you know, referencing movies and shit, and she just looks at me like I'm dumb. Like, huh? What are you talking about? And I'm like, that movie. And she's like, yeah, I never saw it. I had a fucked up childhood. So Anthony Gavassos, thank you so much, dude. Dude, I've seen so many content creators who have millions of followers and they supposedly make $1,000 per week or so. I see them in million mansions and Ferraris, and I'd get so bummed out and depressed. I wish I could retire my fam. And look, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, one of my main goals, I'm helping my parents right now with their mortgage so that my dad can slow down working, because like homeboy is 76, 77 years old, and he was still working 6 days a week. So like I'm helping so that he can slow down, because OG earned it. OG deserves it. So one of my goals is to pay off their mortgage for them. I'm not there yet, you know what I'm saying? But that's something I want to do. If I would have been able to go on Mr. Beast and win, that's what I would have done. I'd have paid off my parents' mortgage for them, and then I would have helped some veterans. Ha 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 said you should visit IK, some cool spots. Oh yeah, nice, dude. Yeah, I super want to, bro. I super want to come to Ireland, bro. I was supposed to go to Ireland. My pops actually paid for a trip for me and him to go to Ireland, but then by the time the trip came, because he bought it way in advance, I was in prison. So I didn't get to go, man. So I missed out on that with my pops. I'd love to be able to take him to make up for that. I owe him that. I should probably make that right, bro. That should be an amends. Awesome Jake. Sup, JD? Was wondering if you've ever seen the trailer for a new horror movie called Weapons. I haven't. It's about a group of kids that all go missing from their houses at exactly 2:17 a.m. I recommend checking it out. Awesome Jake, thank you so much for the suggestion, dude, because we're always looking for stuff to watch. Because like I work from the minute I get up in the morning until about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. I crawl into bed with Jax, and then we just watch TV till 2 in the morning, go to sleep, rinse, repeat, and I do that 7 days a week. So I love suggestions. Thank you so much. Right now, we were just actually watching the new episodes of the new season of Dexter, Resurrections, and I was like kind of iffy on it. New Blood was cool. I really dug that. The one where his kid, Harrison, shows up, I was a little bit bored. This new season is sick so far. I'm totally into it. Tech Viking, thank you so much, big dog. Big love to you, homie. Hell yeah. And Donnie Drum, Look up Darby Valentine. She did vids on cannibalism and necrophilia alongside the shocking legal thin lines. She's also a tattoo artist and a horror nut. That sounds right up my alley, bro. That's literally a whole bunch of stuff that I'm absolutely fascinated by. Thank you so much, Donnie. Sean Z, check out Taylor Kavanaugh. He does a prison talk that's great. You should do a live with him. I will absolutely check him out. I'm going to screenshot that because I won't remember the name, but if I screenshot it, I can come back to it later. Thank you so much, Sean. I appreciate you, my guy. Let's see. Let's get, oh, I missed a blue one. RV, gotta roll. Have a great night. We love you, RV. RV, I love you. Thank you for swinging through, family. Hell yeah. Lucky Chucky Games said, I accept it when I'm called a Mick. Facts, bro. Facts. We're hard to offend over here. Us Irish, we don't care about too much. Unrested Tank, I wasn't offended. I just wanted to confuse him. I knew you wasn't offended, dog. I knew you wasn't offended. That's why I said way to throw it back to him. That shit was lit, dog. Hell yeah. Alkerd Kitsune Samurai 93. I hope I pronounced that right. I think I did. Love your content, brother. Thank you for exposing the truth on everything. I love you, fam. And thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. Yo, Rob Stacy said, JD, I do digital forensic investigations for a living, and I really appreciate your gallows humor and protection of the children. Well, thank you, homie. I appreciate that. And that's dope work, bro. That's super cool. I actually had to hire a private forensics investigator for one of my cases. See, they had hit me with a charge and they had put within 1,000 feet of a school from it. I was in a second floor Hilton suite and there was no school anywhere near this. But they had said that this little place that was like on the other side of a field was a school. So I hired a private forensic investigator to like go and mathematically do equations to get the exact distance. And it was 1,044 feet as the crow flies, because all that shit goes as the crow flies. It's not like, it would have been like 3,000 feet to get there because there's fences and there's a field full of trees. Like, you couldn't see that thing. And I'm on the second floor in a suite, dog. Really dirty, dastardly. But the detectives that got me on the controlled buy, they weren't expecting a motherfucker who was gonna do some homework and pay to do some research. You know what I'm saying? I actually did that shit because there was a mandatory 5-year minimum sentence on that if they got the 1,000 feet. So that dude charged me like $560 or something like that, and it saved me 5 years of my life because I wouldn't have been able to get that house arrest instead of prison with that charge. Saved my whole life, bro. So you guys do some good work, man. I'm proud of you. Justin Cameron said, my friends refuse to let me rewatch Silence of the Lambs. They say I quote that line way too well. Hell yeah, man. That's what's up. Let me catch up and get down here a little bit and get current, man, because I know that I'm reading comments that are way back in the Maybach. Dom asked, how are the bugs tonight? Well, Dom, I came before I got on screen and I suited up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to pepper spray yourself so it bites when the bugs get them. Let's see. Dylan Scott, hey JD, do you think you would ever work on TV? Well, here's the thing, is like I have an episode of a show coming out on HBO Max and Discovery Channel, and I'm just waiting for it to come out. I'm not allowed to talk about what exactly it is because I signed an NDA, but it's cool, man. It's cool. They like, I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about it because I did sign an NDA. An NDA is a non-disclosure agreement. And a lot of the time, you don't even get to know who you're talking to until you sign an NDA. They'll go through a proxy. But like, I found, like with the Mr. Beast thing, I found out that it was for Mr. Beast before I signed the NDA, and I refused to sign it. And they're like, well, they won't talk to you without it. And I was like, well, I'm not signing it. So, you know, it's whatever. And then they took me anyway. They wanted me to do it. They wanted my ass to do it. And so I went on the interview and talked to him on Zoom and told him I wasn't going to do it. But this other thing was a cool situation, man. And I think you guys are really going to enjoy it when it comes out. Andrew Clark, you're the man, brother. You represent the true Americans. Forget parties. We stand up for our beliefs and what's right. Hell's yes, man. And that's exactly what I'm talking about, bro. I'm here for Like, look, man, at the end of the day, I think most of us want the same thing. The vast majority of us want to live our life the way that we feel happy and free, and we want to be left alone. We don't want the government finger blasting us and our rights and our freedoms. We want respect, and most of us are willing to give respect. You know what I'm saying? It's just the loud extremist weirdos who want to get in the way of other people living their lives, man. And that's unfortunately, it comes on both sides. It comes from every angle. But I think the majority of Americans are just down ass cool people, bro. And that's why I'm such a patriotic motherfucker. I love you guys. Lil Guy, yo, thank you so much, Lil Guy. That's huge. I appreciate you. You might not remember this, but thank you for sticking up for the children. Plus, how was your day today? My friend, it is an honor to be able to stick up for those who cannot stick up for themselves. Because, you know, I didn't really have nobody that I felt safe to go to when shit happened to me when I was a little kid. So for me to be able to be out here advocating for kids and advocating for, you know, child safety and advocating for pedophiles to be put feet first into a wood chipper, it's an honor for me to be able to be that dude and to have that voice, man. And I only have that because you guys listen, you guys watch, you guys show up, you comment, you hit like buttons. You guys are the reason that I get to be here. So thank you to you guys. And my day's been blessed, bro. My day's been blessed. I'm out here in shorts and a shirt that barely qualifies as a shirt, and I'm still heavy sweating, man. So I'm having a great day, and I love you, little guy. Thank you so much for your positive kindness. And then we got Doomsday Master 2 or Doomsday 2 Master. JD, just letting you know, if you eat plenty of garlic, spices, and certain types of herbs, it can scare the bugs off, preventing them from biting you. Good, man. I eat the shit out of some garlic. But bugs like me for some reason. Maybe it's my blood type. Bro, I got like an O positive thing going on. I'm very O positive, and I hate the way this shit smells. So, if upping my garlic in, I'll boof garlic if I have to, bro. You know what I'm saying? Do I have to eat it with my mouth? I'll figure it out, bro, because I don't like the way this shit smells. Unrested Tank. I never heard the Mick term before, but I have been nicknamed as Officer Lucky Charms by a fellow CO who I call Mexican Slender Man because he's fucking tall and slim. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So one of my really good friends when I was locked up was a Sereno. You know what I'm saying? And he was very, very Hispanic, but he was albino. And he was super tall and super slim. And he kind of reminds me of a Mexican Slender Man, bro. Like, he was really, everybody called him Wedo because he was super white, bro. But that kind of reminds me of him. And there was this one time, bro, we had this dude that came on our work crew, and everybody knew, like, if you have outside clearance and you can go out in the community and work, everybody knows you're not a chomo, but everybody knew that this dude was, like, probably a rat. And he was always asking, because I had tobacco that we were sneaking back into the complex. And he'd always ask, man, let me sneak some in my ass. And I was like, no, bro, I don't fuck with you. You're a rat. So one day, Wedo cut a head off a bird and wrapped it up like it was tobacco and had this fucking rat sneak a bird head back into the complex in his asshole. It was crazy, man. It was crazy work. Wedo was wild for that. War, it's not much, but I appreciate you and Jax. War, I love you, bro. Thank you so much. Anthony Cavasso said, I'm just curious, what happens if you have an inmate who doesn't have his paperwork, only calls himself by a nickname or a fake name, and is quiet? How do convicts handle that obstacle? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, when you go in there, they either give you an ID or a wristband that has your identification on it, because they want any CO to be able to identify you at any given time, right? So you can either grab their ID or grab that wristband if they're not trying to break bread with paperwork. First off, if somebody hits you up and asks you for your paperwork in prison, and you're like, nah, I don't have it. At least in the Oregon system, everybody has their paperwork. There might be other systems where they don't. I never been to one, but I've heard some people say, yeah, you're not allowed to carry your paperwork. But you can get on a phone with their name, call your people. In Oregon, it's a straight smash out. If you go and ask somebody for their paperwork and they say, I don't have it, or fuck you, I'm not showing it to you, you have to smash that person out. So when you go to ask somebody for their paperwork, be ready to have to smash that person out. Because if you don't, they're gonna think you're punk, bro. You're gonna get a bad name on the yard for that. So don't even start it unless you're willing to go all the way. Is the first thing. But if somebody legitimately and you believe them and they're like, bro, look, man, like all my shit got fucked up. I legitimately don't have it. But here's my name. Go call someone and run my name. You can get their name. And if they're trying to hide it from you, you can take their ID. You can read their wristband. Cops, when they do call outs and shit, they call your name. They'll call you. They'll be like, delay, visit. So you can figure out who people are in there. Backwoods Templar. You can use Listerine to keep them off your arms and legs, and mint or mint gum to keep them off your face. Two, grew up in the woods of Kentucky. Man, I know you grew up in the woods of Kentucky, and that shit's lit. I love Kentucky. I love Kentucky. I love Tennessee. Like, I love the state of Florida, but like any of these southern states are just so fucking bitching, bro. I love it out here. Andrew Clark, bro, we ain't gonna just pass up the story about the guy putting a bird head up his prison wallet. Okay, you guys want to know the whole story? So like I said, the dude ended up, we knew the dude was a snitch, and we didn't want him on our crew because we had a crew of solid dudes. And I had the big girl. I had a big girl that was on the team. And the big girl, she would come out to whatever, we were working for the parks department, and we were at Sandy M in Salem, Oregon. So we would go out to different parks, and they'd hand us a chainsaw and a pole saw and rakes and fucking pruning shears, and we just go do landscaping and shit out in the parks. And somebody would clean up trash. We always had the rat on trash duty because we didn't like him, and that was the bitch work. And we'd be out there with saws cutting shit down and shit like, oh. I just come from a maximum security facility where I kept a shank under my pillow, and if you get caught with that shit, it's an extra 5 years. Then they ship me out to this place, and they drop me off in a park with a chainsaw, dog. I was like, what the fuck? The CO literally would drop us off and be like, all right, F slurs. He called us F slurs all the time. This dude that worked for the parks department, he'd drop us off. He'd say, all right, F slurs, I'm going home to eat a steak and fuck my wife. I'll be back in 4 hours and make it look like you did something. And then he would leave and he would come back and pick us up and take us back to prison. So I had a big girl who would drop off packages in the bushes in the park. And I didn't want to fuck with no drugs. I wasn't trying to catch no new charges. You know what I'm saying? But I'd have her drop off like cans of chew, big old bags of like Top or Bugler. And I would have her drop off 99 apples or 99 bananas, which I know sounds really lame, but hey, you don't smell as much like liquor when you get back on the bus and when you get back to the prison. So me and Weddle would be out there drinking and rolling up packages, and everybody on the crew, except this rat, would all keister tobacco to take back into the facility, because you got to put it up your ass, because they strip search like 60 or 70% of the people that come back in. They'll randomly just pick people, and they would always pick me because I had a gang jacket on me. I had STG. I was a security threat group, and I had never done it. I had an aversion. I was not trying to put nothing up my ass, but since I was the one in control of the tobacco, everybody would get it in. Once you get it in, they give you back 50% of it. So I would have tobacco from all these different dudes' asses, but it's super well wrapped, bro. We wrapped it ourselves. I didn't let nobody else wrap their shit. But then Wedo cut this head off a bird with gardening shears. And he was like, bro, I'm going to make the rat dude, take this in his ass, right? So he wraps it up, you know what I'm saying? Puts it in a sandwich baggie, because you get sack lunches. And then, just like you would tobacco, and then he cuts off 3 fingers off gloves and stretches it, and then stretches it from the other way, ties it off, and takes it to the dude, and he goes, hey, man, we're going to give you one shot at this, but you got to bring us back 50% of this, right? So he doesn't know that this is a dead bird's head. And he's like, all right, man, I'm not going to let you down. You guys are going to see I could do this. So he goes, and we had a thing of Vaseline. He puts Vaseline on this thing in the porta potty and pumps this thing up his ass. And we're just we're dying, bro, trying not to laugh. And then we get back into the unit, and we hear him fucking start yelling in the bathroom. He fucking crashed out, dog. He crashed out, and he came out bright red. He looked like he'd been crying. And Weddle walked up to him and he's like, "Where's my 50%, homie?" And he was like, "What the fuck? Fucking bird head, man. I put a fucking dead bird in my ass." And he's like, "You owed us 50%. You never get another shot, bro." Boom. Dude was so cooked. But he wasn't going to jump, bro. He wasn't going to jump at a fucking Sereno and an Irish prod, dude. So it wasn't bully activity, yeah, but the dude was a snitch. That's the story. Blackbeard. Hey, what's up, JD? I'm excited. 18 more days till my birthday, and I'm going to buy some merch for my birthday. Blackbeard, hell yeah. Let me be the first to wish you an early happy birthday. I love you, big dog, and I appreciate that for your birthday you want some merch, man. That's awesome. We're going to be all repping out here together. Big love and respect, homie. Anthony Gavassos, another reason I never want to go to prison is I don't want to shove anything into my poop chute. And you know what? That's absolutely fair, dude. I only did it one time, and everybody knows that story. That green mayonnaise fucked me all the way up, bro. I've been on prostate medication since I was 30 years old because I fucked up my prostate. Green mayonnaise ain't no joke, bro. Stephen Duke, is King Azuli, if King Azuli challenges you, would you accept it? Bro, I beat the fuck out of that dude, but I'm not doing it in no ring. I'm not doing it so he can get clicks and views and make no money, bro. If that dude wants to come out without them pussy ass fucking gloves and all that shit, I would street fight that fool, bro. I would street fight that fool. I got a dude trying to challenge me right now, but he wants to do like one of those bitch ass like celebrity influencer things because he's got like 200,000 followers on TikTok and he like wants to bite off of like the fact that like I have a bigger name than him. It's not a flex or an ego thing. It's just the reality. When you have numbers on social media, bro, people are going to try to like climb up your dick to get some clout. And this dude's trying to like do a celebrity boxing thing with me. I'm like, bro, I'm not doing that. I'm not getting you a single follower, a single like, a single view. You're out here lying on my name, acting like a fucking full-grown bitch. And you want to do like, he wants head pads and boxing gloves. And he wants to box me. I'm like, just come through, dog. I'm not but 2 hours away from you right now. Come through. We'll handle it like men. No phones, no cops, no social media. If you really have a beef with me, I don't even have beef with him, dog, because I don't do these little social media fucking lame-ass beefs. But if you've got a problem, come get it, dog. Come get it, and then we'll squash it. But he's not getting, I don't do that social media shit. If Ben Azuli wants it, he can come get it too. Mike Frisinger, I know I butchered your name, bro. I'm so sorry. Anthony Cavazos, he shoved a dead bird up there. On my life, bro, he most certainly shoved a dead bird. Not the whole bird. We cut the head off. He stuffed a dead bird's head up his asshole. I don't think I heard that story right, but if I were him, look at what you're shoving up there before you do it. That's the thing is we wrapped it up and he thought it was tobacco. So it was so nicely wrapped, he couldn't tell what it was, but he thought it was tobacco, my guy. Andrew Clark, bro, thank you. Hell yeah. Andrew, y'all did him dirty. I love that story though, bro. Much love again to you. Again, bro, keep being you. Andrew, that support means a lot. I love you, homie. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being positive. Thank you for supporting. Big love to you, man. Spectre Dash, what's up? The only good thing about being locked up, they can't pick your pocket. Dude, hold on. They can only pick your prison pocket. Okay, so look, man, like I'd never seen this, but I'm gonna tell you a story from my friend, the Alaskan Avenger, because what they were doing in Alaska prisons, and y'all know the Alaskan Avenger, he's the dude in Alaska who used the sex offender registry like a to-do list, went kicking in doors and beating pedophiles with hammers, right? When he was in there, I would talk to him every single week, at least once or twice a week. And he told me about this big ass Samoan dude, bro. Like, so there's a lot of dudes in there that get the tribal money, right? They get the native tribal money in there. So the prices of street drugs and shit is insane in there, right? So a Suboxone strip goes for about $1,000 in there. And there's dudes that'll get whole like wallets of Suboxone. So they'll have like 40 or 50 Suboxone strips in there worth 40 or 50 grand. And he's like, there's literally dudes that'll go around deboing people, like big ass Samoan dudes that'll go into somebody's cell, wrap their arm around their neck, lift them off the ground, choke them unconscious, and then dig around in their asshole to find the Suboxone. Because everybody keeps everything poop shooted there. And dudes are in there raiding each other's prison pockets trying to get fucking. That's crazy work, dog. I've never wanted to rob somebody's butthole. That's Diddy activities. Uh, Coco, KO, was you in AB and are they international? I have never been associated with the Aryan Brotherhood in any way, shape, or form, my guy. They are a white supremacist gang, and that does not align with my morals and values. I was in a Irish gang that is only in the state of Oregon, and it is more of a family type vibe. We watched each other's backs. We want to see each other do better. We get mad at one of the homies if they parole and they come back into prison. Most of my homeboys, once they get out, they start families, they start businesses. Many of us are working in recovery. Several of us own our own tattoo shops. You know what I'm saying? Like we want to see each other doing better. But the Aryan Brotherhood is not. It's not my jammy jam, bro. They have the whole white supremacist angle going on, and I am just not into that, bro. That shit, I don't vibe out with none of that. I love everybody. I love people. Pedophiles aren't people, but I love everybody. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Cameron Neal is 7 months sober. That is beautiful. Love you, homie. Do you like KFC or Taco Bell? Can't decide what to get. Well, here's the thing is that I don't eat fast food. One thing that I actually do spend decent money on is my food. And my wife is a trad wife. You know, y'all know what a trad wife is? She's a traditional wife who, she makes good meals and everything. And I do not fuck with fast food. It's a bad day when I have to eat fast food because my body's not used to it. I don't eat that processed shit. And honestly, I will absolutely, I will shit my internal organs out. But if I had to choose between KFC and Taco Bell, I would choose the Bell all day. I would choose the Bell all day. And yes, whoever said that, Nurse Joy, I bet Jax makes amazing meals. I am so blessed because A, she's way too good looking for me. B, she's smarter than me. She's funnier than me. And yes, her cooking is phenomenal. I'm really blessed on all fronts. Yo, we got him. Bob is 17 days and 211 days sober. Get it? Oh, he's 17 years old and 211 days sober. Him, Bob, bro, if you got that figured out at 17, I'm so damn proud of you, homie. It took me till my 40s to figure out that I couldn't use, man. I always thought there was some way I was going to be successful at maybe I'll just drink. I won't drink liquor. I'll just drink beer. It'll always end up in a ditch. I'm not going to do this. I'll just do that. I'd always end up in a ditch. You have such a great thing going, bro. I'm so proud of you. Stick with it. Double O Snake 7 said, I'm trying to replace bread. Any suggestions? I eat a lot of rice, homie. I eat a lot of rice. I rarely eat bread. What I've been doing lately, though, is I've been eating protein waffles in the morning. We make protein waffles that have, there's very little grain in them. They're just a lot of protein, and those shits are really good. If I do eat bread, I eat Dave's Killer Bread because it's like a healthier bread. It has a lot of nutrients in it, and Dave Dahl, the guy who created Dave's Killer Bread, did a lot of time in the same prison that I went to, Oregon State Penitentiary. And Dave's a cool dude. Anthony Cavazos, so curious, what do other punks think about Nazi punks and skinheads, not sharps? Are they considered frowned upon in subculture and punk community or not even real punks? So regular punks fucking hate Nazi punks, bro. Regular punks hate Nazi punks. Nazi skinhead punks, they come to shows and it's a fight, bro. It's on and cracking. I grew up doing punk rock shows, and some dude showed up with a schwazi on him or talking that fucking rah white supremacist shit, bro. They got their shit rocked. I grew up fighting them dudes. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's crazy to me that in the year of our Lord 2025, out here on Taylor Swift's internet, dudes want to be calling me a Nazi and a fascist on the internet because they disagree with me on some stuff is just crazy to me. Get a life, dude. Well, Ronnie, you're sitting here watching my life, guy. You're literally spending your life watching somebody that it seems like you don't like. What do you got going on for you, big guy? What do you got going on in life that you want to come in here and tell me to get a life? I'm chilling with my homies, bro. I don't know if you noticed, but I got hundreds of people here that are fucking amazing, and they ride out with me. So I like my life. I'm gonna keep it. Dave's Killer Bread is the GOAT. Kimberly, is it? Dude, isn't Dave's Killer Bread amazing? Well, you guys, it is officially 9 o'clock here, and we have neighbors, and I am not quiet. So I love you, but I'm gonna jump off. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you for spending some this Friday night. Dude, it's Friday night, and you guys spent time with me. That means so much to me. That means so much to me. I know there's a lot of people on here who consider numbers just numbers and it's like a flex or an ego thing. Every single one of you are somebody who heard something that I had to say and you were like, you know what? I'm gonna fuck with this guy and I'm gonna spend more of my life listening to him. You guys have no idea what that means to me, that you would spend your Friday night hanging out. Double O Snake said, did you hear what Andrew Wilson said about rape? That dude is abhorrent, bro. Yeah, he said that rape is bad for some people, but because some people achieve orgasm when being raped, that it's not bad for them. I want to drag that dude behind a fucking barn, bro, and just beat the brakes off that fucking punk motherfucker, dog. Wholeheartedly, I want to beat the brakes off that punk motherfucker. Anthony Cavasso said, what about those punks and even bikers who wear those hate symbols with more nuance? For example, many bikers wear SS bolts as a way to provoke. Well, you know, clubs is way different than punk rockers, bro. Clubs have their own thing going on, and there's clubs that are white supremacist and everything, and there's clubs that aren't white supremacist. Just like any niche or genre of people, there's going to be some people that are going to go this way, some people that are going to go that way. There's some people that are going to have a penis and still think that they're, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. I know the people that I associate with don't hate on people for who they are or how they were born. You know what I'm saying? Sean, I don't really talk about fight stories, bro. I don't think fighting is that cool. The main fight story that I've told out of my whole time on the internet is when a dude that was smaller than me beat me up, because I use that as a teachable moment about not underestimating anybody, you know? But I don't talk about fights that I won. I see dudes who are out here talking about, you know, oh, then I punched his face, you know, blah, 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 and it just seems corny to me, bro. There's always somebody bigger. There's always somebody faster. There's always somebody stronger. Yes, I've been in a lot of fights. I've won a lot. I've lost a lot. I honestly learned more from the fights that I lost than the ones that I won. And at this point in my life, unless somebody puts hands on me or I have to defend somebody else, I consider it a loss if somebody can get me out of my character and out of what's best for myself and my freedom with words. I feel like I've already lost that shit. You know what I'm saying? KO, was AB a big thing in prison or was that in the 90s? So in Oregon, I saw one AB dude the whole time that I was there and he got taken off the yard within like 4 hours. The other white supremacist gangs in Oregon did not like Aryan Brotherhood. So when he landed on the yard, they took him out within a matter of like 4 hours. But I'm not a white supremacist, so that wasn't none of my business, if you know what I'm saying. I keep to my own. But no, there was an AB on the Oregon yards. They don't walk the yards there. Andrew Clark, night brother, you have done more for me than you know, man. I love you, Andrew. I'm mixed black and white, and I don't think you care about race at all. You care about intent. I care about the content of people's character and whether they're morally consistent and whether they're just kind people, bro. And I love you, and I'm so honored that you're a part of this community, man. Big love to you. Max PXXXX, what are your thoughts on sour cream and onion chips? They are not, I'm not going to lie to you. This is where I need to be honest. They are not my favorite, but I like them more than the vinegar chips. The salt and vinegar chips, I'm not as much of a fan of. I do like sour cream, but I don't really eat chips anymore unless it's, I found these protein chips, and that's about all that I eat anymore. Alex Stass, I love you. Thank you so much. I'm really going to jump off this time. I love you. I appreciate you. I want to be respectful of all the neighbors and everything, and I know that I'm not a quiet dude. So until the next one love.